Don't you climb up on there or else I'm gonna have to shut. Yeah, see? Yeah. Try to give you some fresh air and you don't appreciate none. You don't appreciate. What the? You got fucking biting gnats now. Everything looks so nice and beautiful. I need you. I need you to go to work with creme brulee. Eat this little bitty one. I'm gonna water everything in a minute. Here I planted a host of Tom Thumbs, and I replanted these on the ends, hoping to collect them for seed. And it looks like this other. Sometimes, I don't know if you know, but sometimes beans and peas get a fresh branch. You know, this one gets used up and then they start a fresh sprouting. Looks like that's what that's done there. I've planted probably 6, 8 other ones in there. This opal basil is getting speckled. Not sure why. Chopped off this lamb's quarters because it was flowering. Green bean that I had underneath the table so it wouldn't have too much heat and sun. But I pulled it up because I don't know how brave rabbits will get coming across my deck, but I don't want to have to body no rodents. This is Esther, doing extremely well. Better than her mama is doing in the ground. If this moringa doesn't recover, this one is recovering. I'm happy about it. Purple tree collards. Here's our, look at that. Y'all know what's gonna happen to her since we're here. Since I have the hose right here, I'm gonna go ahead and handle that. That's where she is, and this is where she ain't. Boop, she gone. Gone, bye-bye. And that's how I do it. So there's probably 1 or 2 down here. I should have guzzled me some water before I came out. So it is not too late. I'm gonna do it now. I probably should actually make myself a sandwich. That's when you know you're not properly hydrated. Anytime your body responds like that to getting a drink of water, and you were not just exercising when you stop to get said water, then you're not hydrating yourself sufficiently. Ooh. I need to take me a canister out there, apparently. Should I? I should, but I'm not going to. I'll come back in and get another drink if I need to get it. Let me blow my nose. I should actually start some stew, because people at Mr. Job still getting K-19. We just not hearing about it. People all over still getting K-19 and we not hearing about it. I was just listening to some lady, a fellow actress. She went to LA somewhere for a damn party. A party. It wasn't even an audition. It wasn't a shoot. A party. And come to find out, and when she was telling about it, about her, you know, she was talking about being sick. She started out by saying it was a part. She said nobody had the mask on, but everybody was everybody was injected and had to test negative before the party, right? Girl, your trust in that alone, it leaves me unable to know what to tell you. I don't even know what to tell you. So then I was listening to her how sick she was. She had to stay where she was. Okay, who got hotel room money for that? Nobody. So then her mom was saying how, you know, she shouldn't do what her body is not ready to do. You know, I guess travel or whatever to come back home, because as it turns out, she's also a cancer survivor. And you don't want me to address that because I believe she got the quote unquote, I'm doing air quotes, she got the cancer um, in like around 2020, basically during the heat of the pandemic. I know a lot of y'all happen to get a lot of stuff after y'all let them inject y'all. But we're going to go ahead and call them pre-existing conditions. Anyway, so she got all this going on. She's a cancer survivor now. And then took her ass to damn LA for a damn party where you know they maskless out there. They feel free as fuck out there. The industry feel the pasties of the industry are free as fuck. So you know they not wearing masks at no damn party event. Number two, number one, trusting the American testing system is a whole nother. You know what? I'm gonna finish this garden video. But she's back home at least. She's feeling worse, worse than she was when she left. She thought she was getting better. I don't know what to tell her, but I do. Uh, I hope she feels better. That's all I got. So, okay, I topped off Amara, and she did what I expected to do. So I was glad to see it because unless you top her off, you're not going to see these side branches bushing and developing leaves and food. So I was glad to see that. I did replant these Tom Thumbs, and this is a string bean. These are ready for new starts. These green onions are still doing things well beyond my expectations. String beans. I probably have a handful of string beans I could take. I'm gonna water them today and then maybe pick them for a visit tomorrow for the in-laws. I don't know. There's Willona. She is flowering. I did spin her around because I want her vines to come in and be ground cover for that area. There's Rose, and there's Kimberly. She's getting mighty tall. I'm going to need to lead her through her cage. Purple tree collards. Oh, Kimberly again. I'm going to come through and hand pollinate a little bit more. My okra is not coming up over there. It may be in the brick bed. I don't know. We'll see. This is BB's Kids. My Privy Cube. I have never really known this plant to stand so upright. Here's Josher. Has maybe a couple of yellow leaves, but it's not because it's suffering. It's just because it's growing. More string beans. It's gonna be a nice little teeny harvest. Ready. Kimberly. I don't know if this is another fruit right here or not. Because if it's not, this first fruit is literally the only one on this plant. And I'm pretty frustrated about it. Do I hear an animal under here? Let me go get the... So I have pruned this girl nicely. I'm not scared to scalp a hoe. Not scared. You ain't got to do it but once. Do it once. You'll never be scared again. Carrots, doing beautifully. They say to determine when a carrot's ready to be harvested, you kind of move around the sides to see if you can see the shoulder of a carrot. But I don't feel like that's the answer. I don't feel like that's how you determine when a carrot is ready to be picked. I feel like there's a couple of things. I feel like, first and foremost, the most obvious way, I feel like it will start to push itself up, and you'll see the root on your own. I also think as these center leaves are constantly and readily growing, so as long as it has new leaves growing out of the middle, it has more growing to do. I understand that the leaves are edible, I first find out if something is edible before I even worry about the flavor, because you don't know what's poison. And I want to make sure it's not poison. And so I'm just gonna take a piece of this leaf here because I'm gonna smell it, and then I'm gonna taste it. Hmm. Hmm. I'm not sure what that flavor is. Hmm. Getting the shade. I'm not sure what this flavor is. I finger washed it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that tastes like. Okay, I ate it. What I'm going to do though is when they are ready, I'm going to eat the greens. I don't think I'm going to eat the stem because I understand that the stem is kind of fibrous, but I'm going to eat the greens. Anyway, these two callaloo are doing really well. I may reconsider my collards, or maybe not. I'm still up in the air on it. See, this is the deal. Let me come over here. So this is the deal. Callaloo is my favorite, right? Callaloo is my favorite greens. And I just learned how to, yeah, my Southern Belle ass, just learned last year how to really cook collards. So we fell in love with collards after I learned how to damn make them, which is great because they're wonderful as wraps too. Young collards make really good, like your little pitas and stuff, your wraps and your Ross wrap sandwiches. Young collards are good for that. For me, they are good for that. And everyone is right. If they're touched by cooler weather, they are sweeter. But collards take the whole at least 45 minutes to cook well. To its best flavor. With that being the case, I do prefer chard. I used to talk shit about chard. Everybody talking about how good chard, good chards are good greens and all that stuff. And I used to say it's not. They're not as good. I think I said that mostly because I was using chard as a lettuce substitute rather than like a greens meal. And so Swiss chard are good, for a green substitute. And in fact, I would definitely use it as a replacement for collards where I couldn't get collards. And the added bonus is that they cook faster. Well, last night, I was fortunate to find out. I decided this year that I was going to harvest my greens separate. That I was going to harvest my greens separately, and so I could taste them separately. There was collards, callaloo. So of the collards, callaloo, and Swiss chard, actually it's all in your seasoning, right? So if I use my meats to season my collard, the good thing about that is with the collard taking 45 minutes to cook, it's good in a bed of, chicken, right? So you could put that in the bed of your chicken pan and bake that forever and a day, and the chicken will fall off the bone, and the green's gonna be amazing because you're gonna have the fat from the chicken to help flavor with all your other seasoning. And I was like, well, all other greens can do that too. Only good thing about collards is they need to cook that long. But you could cook your chards that long. They would just be cooked to a tenderness that would be spinach worthy. They wouldn't taste as good as spinach, but they would be spinach worthy. Well, given that consideration, I wanted to see how the sugar beet greens would fare. As it turns out, the sugar beet greens are an an uncanny dupe for spinach. So asking you shall receive, right? Didn't I've been asking Goddess for a spinach substitute that could thrive in hot or cold temperatures. And I found that thing now. All these other, so many, it's like a jillion fake spinaches, right? You got longevity spinach, you got Malabar spinach. I tasted all of them. They didn't taste like spinach. They lied. They didn't taste like spinach. And they didn't taste like spinach. They had that mousse of that okra gel that a certain herd of folks don't like. And I'm one of those folks. So I tried Malabar spinach. And that was a note for me. It's too bad though, because that thing binds up and flourishes, doesn't it? For y'all, I see it doing so well for y'all, but no, it's a no. And then the longevity spinach, I actually was literally just eating like 3 of those raw for superfood wellness. And I have so many superfoods that I can do that with. Like, I don't have to grow a whole nother plant for that. Even purslane, I can do that with. But the longevity spinach did really well indoors, so I was able to have that at all times. Sorry, I was just thinking about growing it again, but I don't need to do that. There's all kinds of things. There's purslane, there's lamb's quarters, which I just started actually eating. I've been knowing about it for a decade, but I just started eating lamb's quarters myself this year, and it really is good. Let me tell you the truth about it. My hesitation, it wasn't my resistance to follow the crowd this particular time. It was, oh girl, you gonna die in there. I think there's a baby bird in there. Girl, you gonna die in there. I don't know how your mama even got her nest in there. I don't even know how your mama got a nest in there. Anyway, so short story long, I finally found my spinach substitute. It was so good. Now I cooked it with these stems on purpose because as I cut it, it was so crisp, like lettuce, like iceberg crisp. So I knew that it would cook down fast, and I knew that the stems would cook down tender. So I cooked the stems first. I put them in there first, and I cooked them for a while, and then I put the leaves in, and then I cooked them down, and man, was it delicious. And I didn't need very much salt because much like chard, it has kind of a touch of saltiness too. Actually, beet greens do have a touch of saltiness. Even the red one, I noticed that I was using for color variation in my salads. Like even the red beet that I use for my color variations in my salad greens is pretty salty. It has a salty taste to it. So when cooking those types of things as greens, you need very little salt as well. People don't talk about that. People don't talk about salty greens. So yeah, it turns out that sugar beet greens are a dead ringer for spinach. And so in the future, I might not cook the stems just because I feel like the stems take away from it being as identical as spinach dupe as I'd like. You know how spinach leaves are? Well, if you just cook just the leaves only without the stems of the sugar beets, just like spinach. I asked for it, I asked for a spinach dupe, and I got one. Boy, did I get one. Not only taste and texture, but durability, weather and durability. I can't be more grateful. Thank you, Goddess, for providing. I appreciate it. So yeah, my salad bed is suffering. I need to get some red leaf lettuce popping off. I'm gonna do that with a fast food Tupperware container. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do that because I saw them and it just hit me that I'm buying all these cells that may or may not grow the seed, and I don't have to. I could use that doggone Tupperware, and I could use it over and over again. But anyway, and I could use a different Tupperware for each different plant a different type of variety of plant if I want to. Anyway, more string beans. This is doing really well. I want to pull this. I want to see what these other leaves are going to do first, but I eventually want to pull Amara out of here because she's taking up root space. There's no way something with a tree stem is not taking up a shitload of root space. You know, I didn't realize that Orge was a cool weather situation. I thought it was good for, I thought it was sturdy in the heat. I thought it tolerated heat well. So I'm wondering if that's why the seeds that I keep planting aren't coming up. More sugar beets over there. I'm looking for spots for them. One of them might be right in the middle. Take off these side branches. I want to say it's either butter crunch or romaine. Sunny, doing really well. Several. I might send my girl, no, because she sent me the seeds. She got seeds and she know how to collect seeds. I was going to say I might send her some seeds. Well, you know what? I did it for the red currant tomatoes and she appreciated it. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to send her some sun gold seeds. More string beans. Hey, y'all. These are the branches that I harvested and I'm using them as mulch for this purple sprouting broccoli, which is doing really well. Well, the stalk is doing well. I'm not getting any purple broccoli coming up from there. This is Walona. Hey, girl, hey. Wouldn't it be cool if these leaves were edible too? I heard sweet potato leaves are edible. But anyway, I'm going to enjoy these when they grow. I hope I have enough to share. I'm sure I will. It's just us. What we gonna do? Even if I get 10 doggone watermelons, what I'm gonna do with 10 watermelons? Okay, so brick bed. Amara doing well. I never did harvest her top leaves. I'm glad because I want her to look nice and full and pretty at the top. Come on, give me some okra. Shit. That is green beans coming up. This one's ready, but I'm gonna leave it on there because it's just that one. Actually, there are 3, but I'm still considering mulching this. But I might mulch it with other leaves, you know, either rhubarb leaves or harvest a little bit of moringa today. I'm just gonna have to leave those up in another inch or 2, I guess. Okay, I'll just come out in another couple of days and leave them better where I want them to be. That is Esther, thriving. This is Amara. You know, I've harvested the side branches on those up to the top. This is my callaloo. Oops, right. All these green ones are callaloo. Biggest purslane ever of all time that you have ever seen. And this is a random bok choy that wants to be great with leaf miners running all up and through it. Let me take these 2 leaves off. Ooh, the leaf's so soft and tender. And oh, there's JV. I know she thirsty. I got you, girl. I'm coming through. And this is Share. Stick her back in here. She trying it. You almost got me. You almost got me, girl. Yeah, you gotta keep leading them hoes up and through. Meanwhile, feed, fertilize, and pollinate. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna feed, fertilize, and pollinate. Oh, feed, prune, fertilize, and pollinate. Prune, fertilize, and pollinate. Prune, fertilize. That is, and in that order. Prune, fertilize, and pollinate. And water.